This is a fictional story that begins in 1705 in the Fort Kochi village in South India. In the year 1705, in the vast Indian Ocean, a series of disturbing events shook the shores of Fort Kochi village, awakening ancient fears and fueling the legend of the sea serpent. A dark scenario began to unfold in the early hours of that calm and peaceful morning when a wounded whale washed ashore, revealing the presence of a threat beyond the comprehension of the villagers. The captain of a local vessel, a courageous and experienced man, decided to seek answers. Armed with sharp harpoons and indomitable courage, he led his crew on a relentless search for something that was terrorizing the waters near Fort Kochi village in South India. As the night advanced, the sky grew darker and the atmosphere became heavy with electricity. The air seemed charged with an evil energy, foreshadowing the arrival of an impending storm. The winds began to howl, blowing forcefully and stirring the once calm waters. Lightning tore through the nighttime sky, briefly illuminating the turbulent waters. Heavy raindrops fell relentlessly, whipping the deck of the vessel with fury. The unleashed storm seemed to reflect the wrath of the sea serpent, heralding its imminent presence.
Of the storm, that the giant serpent emerged from the depths of the ocean. The crew referred to it as Tarkasur, its scales gleaming in the intermittent light of the lightning. Its sinister eyes, shining like two gigantic nuggets of gold, locked onto the captain, sending shivers down his spine. The brave captain felt sweat dripping down his face, mixed with rainwater. His fingers tightened firmly around the harpoons, his determination becoming an unwavering force amidst an imposing horror. He knew he was facing a battle that challenged the limits of possibility. The vessel was engulfed by the storm that erupted with all its fury, as if the sea itself revolted against the presence of the giant serpent. The wind roared in the sailors' ears, pushing them backward, while monstrous waves crashed against the hull of the ship, threatening to overturn it. As the battle unfolded, the storm raged on, thunder reverberated through the sky, and lightning illuminated the chaotic scene. The vessel and the giant serpent engaged in a deadly dance, each fighting for its own survival. Tarkasur was a gigantic and terrifying creature, with sharp teeth and a thunderous roar. Its imposing presence instilled fear in all who beheld it, while its razor-sharp teeth sent shivers down the spine. The deafening thunder of its roar shook the foundations of fear itself. The mere presence of Tarkasur, with its immense magnitude, evoked both admiration and dread, casting a shadow of apprehension upon those who dared to cross its path. This monstrous creature, with its menacing attributes, personified true terror, leaving an indelible mark in the memories of all who encountered it. The vessel seemed to be protected by a miracle from Kumar as a fierce storm raged and a giant monster emerged from the depths. Destiny conspired relentlessly against the poor ship, challenging its resilience and putting the lives of everyone on board at risk. The wind howled furiously, whipping the sails and testing the sailors' ability to maintain balance. The turbulent sea unleashed immense waves against the hull, threatening to engulf them at any moment. The roar of the monster echoed menacingly, echoing the terrible threat it posed. However, amidst this overwhelming adversity, the vessel appeared to be shielded by a supernatural force, bravely resisting all attacks. It was as if the blessings of Kumar descended upon them, providing a fragile yet resolute hope. Even in the midst of darkness and turmoil, the crew clung to the faith that, with divine assistance, they would overcome this harrowing trial. The battle for survival unfolded in a horrifying setting. The vessel was tossed back and forth as a relentless storm ravaged the dark sea. The wind howled like demonic voices, ripping ripping through the air with violence. The roar of the waves seemed to blend with the agonized screams of the crew, trapped in a maritime nightmare. With each lightning bolt that slashed across the sky, monstrous shadows danced in the darkness, fueling the fear that rooted itself in their hearts. The trembling and desperate sailors fought against the wild nature, but the sense of helplessness was overwhelming. Salted water invaded the deck, turning it into treacherous terrain, like an insatiable abyss. The pale faces of the crew reflected the terror that consumed them, while the sound of thunder shattered their nerves. At every moment, it felt as if the ocean itself conspired to swallow them, revealing sinister tentacles emerging from the depths, as if they were extensions of the abyss itself. The scent of death hung in the air, mingled with the infernal mixture of salt and the acrid aroma of distress. Every minute, hope slipped away like sand through their trembling fingers. It was a struggle against the unknown, a desperate battle for the simple chance to breathe another day. And in that dark and voracious realm, the line between life and death dangerously narrowed. The fight for survival was a macabre dance with destiny, a dance that could lead to both salvation and ultimate doom. That situation seemed to have no end, only the certainty of destruction. Those men no longer had enough weapons to continue the battle, except to surrender to the worst. That oppressive situation seemed to have no end, enveloping them in a suffocating atmosphere of claustrophobia. The cramped space of the vessel became a true nightmare, where every inch seemed to close and even more. The walls seemed to draw closer, as if they wanted to crush them. The stale air, infused with the scent of despair, filled their lungs like an invisible prison. The stifling heat intensified the sense of confinement, making the fight for survival even more distressing. The darkness, punctuated only by flashes of lightning, seemed to swallow any remaining hope. The muffled voices of the crew, mixed with stifled sobs, echoed like a silent scream, unable to break through the oppressive walls of the ship. Time crawled slowly, turning each second into an eternity of torment. Fear, like a sinister shadow, permeated every thought and movement, paralyzing them in a state of agonizing paranoia. The feeling of being cornered, without weapons or resources, was overwhelming. The inevitability of imminent destruction hung in the air, turning surrender to the worst fate into a terrifying option. Each heartbeat resonated like an echo of despair, while darkness swallowed their souls, imprisoning them in endless despair. And in that atmosphere of suffocating confinement, all they had left was a final breath of hope, fighting against the relentless chains of a cruel destiny. Death was certain, an inevitable fate looming over them. There was no escape, only the inescapability of facing the imminent end. The air became heavy, filled with a somber and haunting atmosphere. Each breath was a haunting reminder of life's fragility. The cramped space of the ship turned into a suffocating prison, where every corner seemed to close in, squeezing them in a desperate embrace. Time, once a friend, turned into a relentless executioner, stretching each second into an endless torment. The silence was deafening, a harbinger of the inescapable fate drawing near. Amidst the oppressive darkness, the eyes of the crew reflected a mixture of resigned despair and final courage. There was no room for illusions or empty hopes, only the cruel acceptance of an inexorable reality. The raging sea roared outside, a macabre echo of the lost battle they fought. Monstrous waves struck the fragile hull like hungry claws ready to devour them. The end approached, cruel and indifferent, leaving a sense of powerlessness and agony in the air. They knew there was no escaping the icy embrace of death, only the final confrontation with the terrible unknown that awaited them.
Chaos reigned supreme, a scene of devastation and demise that stretched across the entire ocean. Desolate wreckage floated aimlessly, silent witnesses to Tarkasur's devastating power. The once tumultuous and raging sea began to slowly calm itself, as if exhausted from the bloody battle. The still agitated waters reflected the distorted image of the desolate aftermath that had unfolded. The anguished cries of the fallen crew still echoed in our ears, piercing our souls with a chilling lament. The sky, shrouded in dense clouds, seemed to guard the sinister secrets of an uneven fight. The sunlight struggled to break through the darkness, like rays of hope fighting to emerge from the shadows. The stubborn, thick clouds continued to wage their battle to keep the sky concealed, like a mourning veil over the ghastly scene. And slowly, the first rays of sunlight infiltrated through the gaps in the clouds, piercing the somber shroud. The timid light illuminated the wreckage and lifeless bodies, revealing the carnage left in its wake. It was a sepulchral silence, broken only by the mournful wind and the cries of the survivors. The now calm ocean held in its depths the dark secrets of the lost battle. The first rays of sunlight, powerless witnesses, cast a pale light on the devastation as the cruel reality unfolded before us. There was no redemption, no hope. All that remained was the bitter taste of defeat and the sorrow for irreplaceable loss. In the end, the story of the battle with the sea serpent transformed into a terrifying legend that passed down from generation to generation. The captain, now a part of the past, did not return to recount his feat. That night was etched into the memory of the inhabitants of Fort Kochi village, further fueling their belief in the existence of the sea serpent. The legend intertwined with fear and fascination, a perpetual reminder that even in an apparently calm sea, an indescribable terror could emerge from the depths at any moment. Thank you for watching until here. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and activate the notifications. See you in the next episode. Bye.